Okay, let's talk about four little words that cause a ton of confusion: Misser, Mrs., Miss, and Ms. Getting them wrong can feel pretty awkward, but trust me, getting them right is way easier than you think. We're going to break down the simple, modern rule so you can feel confident every single time.
Haven't we all been there? You're staring at that email, you're ready to type, and then you just freeze. Mr., Mrs., Mrs. You don't want to sound old-fashioned, and you definitely don't want to be disrespectful. It's a super common hang-up, but don't worry. The solution is actually really simple.
So, to really understand the modern, easy way, we got to first take a quick look at where all the confusion comes from. And that means looking at the traditional rules, the ones you might have learned in a textbook a long time ago. Let's do a quick breakdown. First up, the easy one, Mr. or Mister. This one is completely straightforward. You use it for any adult man, and his personal life, totally irrelevant. Single, married, it just doesn't matter. Mister is always the safe, correct choice. See? Simple. Now, for women, this is where things traditionally got a little more complicated. You have Mrs. or Mrs. This was used specifically and only for a married woman. The key thing here is that the title itself is tied directly to her marital status. It basically announces that she's married. And on the flip side, you've got Miss. This was for an unmarried woman, and you'd often hear it used for girls or very young women. And just like Mrs., it's all about revealing personal information. Honestly, calling an adult woman Miss today can sound a little outdated, maybe even a bit dismissive depending on the context. And this right here, this is the heart of the problem. For men, there was just one simple title, Mr. But for women, their title completely depended on this one personal question. Is she married? Her entire title was based on her relationship status, and that imbalance is exactly where all the confusion comes from and why we needed a better way. So that leads to the really big question, right? What are you supposed to do when you just don't know? Or maybe more importantly, what if you feel like it's just not your business to define a woman by whether she's married or not? Well, thankfully, modern English has the perfect solution. And that solution is MS. This simple two-letter title is an absolute game changer. It's the modern answer that pretty much solves all the problems of that old system. Ms., and you pronounce it Ms., is basically the female version of Mr. It's a neutral, totally respectful title for any adult woman. And the most important part? It tells you absolutely nothing about her marital status. It's perfect for business, for emails, for pretty much any situation where you want to show respect without making any assumptions. Okay, if you only remember one thing from all of this, let it be this. When in doubt, just use Ms. It is your safest, most polite, and most modern option. Seriously, you just can't go wrong with it. All right, before we get to our final golden rule, there's one more little mix-up we need to clear up. This is a big one, especially for Spanish speakers. Let's talk about the abbreviation SR. This is so important. In English, SR does not mean Mr. Now I know, in Spanish, SR is the abbreviation for señor, which means Mr. But in English, SR stands for senior. We only use it to tell the difference between a father and son who have the same name. Like John Smith Sr. and John Smith Jr. It's a really common mistake, so definitely keep that one in mind. Okay, we've gone through the old rules, we've covered the modern solution, and we've cleared up a common mix-up. Now, let's put it all together into one super simple golden rule that's going to guide you through pretty much any situation. When you look at all four of these side by side, the modern standard becomes so clear. Mr. and Mrs. are the obvious winners, right? They don't care about marital status, and they are super common. Meanwhile, Mrs. and Miss, which do depend on marital status, are just way less common now, especially in any kind of professional setting. So what does all this boil down to? It's a beautifully simple two-step process. Ready? Step 1. Is the person a man? Use Mr. Step 2. Is the person a woman? Use Ms. That is it. Seriously. Forget all the old complicated stuff. This is the modern code. I'm going to say that one more time because it's just so important. In the vast, vast majority of your interactions, I'm talking emails, meetings, formal letters, you name it, all you're ever going to need are these two titles, Mr. for men and Miss for women. It keeps everything simple, respectful, and modern. And this really gets to the heart of why this matters. This isn't just some random grammar rule that changed. Language always reflects culture. The move away from Mrs. and Miss and toward M's as a standard, well, it reflects a much bigger shift in society toward equality and just respecting people's privacy. So at the end of the day, why should you care? Because using these titles correctly isn't just about avoiding a little grammar mistake. It's about showing that you understand and respect modern culture. It shows that you can communicate fluently, not just with the language, but with the unspoken rules of politeness. And that, right there, is a really powerful skill to have.